What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is DJCS and welcome back to an all new video here on my YouTube channel. We are back once again in GTA Online. The grind continues. I took some time off in the month of October because I just had so much going on with horror games and music and all kinds of things. I had to take some time off, but we are back on that grind for GTA Online. In this video, we're going to be going over your time trials and your event week for the week of November 5th through November 11th. So if you're new here, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop it a like. I would greatly appreciate that. So your time trials this week are Up Chiliad and Little Seoul Park. Up Chiliad is a little trickier than Little Seoul Park. That is what we're going to start with right now. Now, as always, go ahead, start it up, find where you're going, place your marker, and then sometimes you follow your marker, but in this case, we're not entirely going to follow the marker for at least half of the journey. So once you've placed your marker, once you know where you're going, go ahead and reset it, and then we're going to go ahead and get this started. Now, I'm not going to lie, this took me quite a few tries, just because it's one I've never done before, and anything involving Chiliad with time trials is usually always pretty difficult. I use the Hakuchu drag. You can use the Hakuchu drag as I will show you here in this video, but you can also use like the Manchaz or some kind of off-roading motorcycle. So what you want to do at the beginning here is kind of head off to the left and go up the side of the mountain. You can see there's lots of trees and stuff here in the way, so be careful of that. Be careful of how much air you get too, because you don't want to waste too much time having to rev your motorcycle up and get it going again. But once you're here, you're kind of in the clear, mostly because there's not a lot of trees and stuff. You just need to be careful. Like I said, I'm using the Hakuchu drag, and the Hakuchu drag is not an off-road vehicle, so it can kind of get squirrely and spin out. But you want to aim for this part right here, and then once you come over the top, then you start following your waypoint. But once you're here, also you need to be careful because it's very narrow path and you can fall off very easily. And then once you kind of get off to the side, it's kind of hard to get back on track. Your tires start spinning, you'll slide out or whatever. And then once you come up to this point here, you want to kind of go up the rock. Be careful on the Hakuchu drag because that front wheel is very tricky, and if you hit it the wrong way, you can flip off, and you don't want to flip off right at the end there. But as you see, time trial beaten. I want to say it was easy enough, but again, it took me probably about 10 tries to finally get the right path to do, but it is definitely accomplishable. And speaking of accomplishable, we're going to switch over to your RC time trial now, which is very easy. One of my personal favorites, Little Seoul Park. I haven't done this one in forever though, but I still was able to get it done in one try. First shot, no problem. There was a little bit of a hiccup here, as you'll see, but still had plenty of time to make it. Basically, there's a lot of open areas. There are things like rocks and fountains and whatnot in the way, but it's a lot of open area still. There's not too many obstacles anywhere. There's picnic tables, there's poles, like there's rocks and stuff like I said. But like right here on these hills, you got to be careful on these hills. Don't go too fast on them because you'll fly off, and you don't want to do that. You'll lose control. Take it easy on the turns because you don't want to slide out, and just take practice runs. See how far you can get and how much time. You see I spun out a little bit there, no big deal. Take practice runs, see how far you can get, and just learn the course. You gotta watch out for NPCs too. Right here is where I really kind of whiffed it and almost cost me the time trial, but because it's a fairly easy one, I was still able to make up time, especially right here on the basketball court because it's just a big circle. You can do that really fast, no problems. And then you have about 4 or 5 targets, spots to hit before you are done. No problem, easy enough to do. You'll see I actually had a few seconds to spare there at the end. No problems, get it done, easy $100,000 earned. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into your event week now. And it's actually a really good event week. There is lots of good money to be made. We start off with target assault races, dishing out triple rewards, plus double pay on biker cell missions, which is always great, and free mode events, free sidearms at ammunition, and more. So it says, call up a buddy, slide behind the controls of a weaponized Caracara or one of 6 other artillery-infused vehicles and attempt to outmaneuver and outscore your competition in target assault races, the ultimate marriage of horsepower and firepower. To make it extra gratifying, all target assault races are dishing out triple rewards between November 5th and November 11th. So I don't have any footage of me playing target assault races because I've never played them. However, I do know what it's about. Basically, you are either the driver or the shooter, and it is your job to outscore the other team by shooting the targets. The more targets you get, the more points you get. However, it is also where you shoot it on the target depends on how many points you get. If you shoot it on the outside, you get less points than you do if you shoot it in the middle. So take that into consideration when you're playing this game. Shoot it in the middle for the most points. The more targets you get, you win. As briefly mentioned before, we have double rewards and free mode events. Keep your eyes peeled for challenges firing off both at regular and at random, especially since all free mode events are paying out 2 times GTA money NRP. So these don't pay out great, but they are pretty fun to do when they pop up just randomly, like criminal damage or drive in reverse the longest, drive the longest without hitting a vehicle, you know, all kinds of fun ones. Getting the point checks or whatever they are that are kind of in the air, the yellow things, you get extra money for those as well. And if you get all 120, I believe, you get a bonus. So there's all kinds of fun free mode events to do. So definitely keep an eye out for those, and you don't have to do them. Again, it's just something fun to do if you're like, well, I got 5 minutes to kill, I'll go blow some stuff up from criminal damage. The best part of this week, double payouts and biker sell missions. Bikers with active trading operations can earn a pretty penny offloading contraband this week, with all biker sell missions paying out double. If you need help getting your scuffed boots in the door, all MC clubhouses and biker businesses are 40% off until November 11th. So with the double money on the biker business sales, you can make about $2 million pretty quickly, especially if you have your crew helping you. If you do it solo, it could take about 2 hours. I do have videos up on how to sell a lot of these things solo. You can check those out if you'd like. I'll leave a link for that at the end of the video up here in the, you know, the box screen. But it's still really, really good money. As for what businesses you want, if you don't have all the businesses, your top one is going to be the cocaine. Your second one is going to be meth. Your next one is going to be counterfeit cash, and then the weed, and then document forgery is at the bottom. That's the worst one. But with all 5, like I said, you could pull in an easy $2 million. They're giving us a free thruster skulls livery if you have the thruster. If you don't, pay attention to the discounts this week. It says spiff up your thruster by playing GTA Online anytime this week to receive the skulls livery free of charge. Rockstar loves giving us free, pointless, useless things. The podium vehicle this week is the Vapid Caracar 4x4. It's a decent enough truck. I didn't win it. I already have it. I didn't want to win it. I would have much rather won money or chips or even RP, but instead I won clothing. Whoop-de-doo. But like I said, the Vapid Caracar, it's a decent enough truck, you know, as trucks can go, but it's not my personal favorite truck. It has some pretty good customization, some awesome looking liveries, but again, as trucks go, it is not my personal favorite in the game. But if you should win it for free, why the hell not, right? Speaking of free, Ammunition is looking to offload all surplus stock this week, giving me all pistols for free through November 11th. Now, they did this a couple months ago, and I actually didn't take advantage of this opportunity. Even if you're not going to use all the pistols, just get them. They're free. Why not? So I'm going to go and get all the pistols I can get for free. Also, there are a range of discounts available on vehicles, including rugged buggies, the aforementioned thruster, and the Vapid FMJ supercar. So you have the Vapor Desert Raid, which is a good enough off-road vehicle. I actually think the trophy truck is better, which we will get to in a bit, but I don't have the trophy truck, so I can't show that to you. When these two came out, I had a choice to make between the Vapor Desert Raid and the trophy truck. I went with the Vapor Desert Raid just because it reminded me of Tom Ment's monster truck from way back in the day when he used to drive the Goldberg monster truck. So that's kind of why I went for it. I thought it looked cool. There's not a lot of customization to it. Kind of how it, you see it is how you get. You can change the color, change the rim, stuff like that, but nothing super fancy. We also have the Vapid FMJ, which falls in line with the Vapid Desert Raid, that there is not a lot of customization to this vehicle. What you see is kind of what you get. You can change the color, and that's pretty much it. Which is unfortunate because it's actually a pretty sweet looking vehicle. It looks very sleek. It looks different than a lot of the other vehicles in the game, although there have been some added now that kind of look similar to it with that futuristic look with the air pockets and stuff like that. But again, this vehicle unfortunately lacks because of customization. Two vehicles I don't have. We have 30% off the Maxwell Vagrant and the 30% off the HVY Barrage, the heavy Barrage. I don't have either of those. I thought about getting the Barrage, so I might get that this week because it's a super weaponized vehicle. But in the days of weaponized vehicles, it's kind of lacking just because it's a road vehicle. You need stuff that flies through the air. So the Maxwell Vagrant is a Doom buggy. It's just as it is. There's no weaponized, nothing to it special. As for customization, I couldn't tell you. I'd imagine you could just change the color on it. That's probably about it. But we also have the aforementioned Vapid Trophy Truck, as I mentioned, at 40% off. I don't have that either. But then we have the BF Ramp Buggy at 40% off, which I've done a few times. The Ramp Buggy is a very fun vehicle to just drive around and, you know, lift cars up and blow them up. But it is still expensive, even at 40% off. So choose wisely if you're going to buy this. You do get another VIP mission when you purchase this, but the VIP missions with these vehicles aren't really that worth it. So don't buy it just because you get another VIP mission. And then, as we said before, we have the Mammoth Thruster at 30% off. Now, I remember when they announced that the Mammoth Thruster was going to come out, we saw the trailer and I saw jetpacks. I was super excited with the Doomsday Heist DLC. But that excitement was short-lived because the Thruster is just kind of a clunky jetpack. It doesn't maneuver very well. And then the days where you have things like Mach 2 oppressors, Hydras, Buzzards, and all the other planes and stuff that came with the Smuggler's Run DLC that have weapons and can shoot rockets, it's kind of outclassed, unfortunately. But should you choose to buy it just for the sake of having a jetpack in the game, understand that it is a weaponized vehicle. It does have rockets and stuff like that. It also has flares that you can use to fend off would-be attackers, but because it is a weaponized vehicle, it will have a logo that pops up on the map and other players will be notified of your presence. And you can't go passive in this either because it is a weaponized vehicle. Twitch Prime this week, this month, or whatever it is that they do these, I think they do them for like 3 weeks or something like that. $200,000 for playing every week that you log in. Also 80% off the Emperor ETR1. The ETR1 is a really awesome looking vehicle. Unfortunately, like many of these that we've mentioned here, it lacks customization. That is the biggest issue I have with this. I was really hoping like the ETR1 will be part of Benny's for the summer update they did this past summer, but unfortunately it's not. It has a really great look to it. I love the wide body, but it's just the customization sucks. And then we have 70% off the LF22 Starling. I don't own this. I think it's kind of like a jet, maybe a little bit bigger. I don't really know. If you're going to go for a jet, I would go for the Hydra, but this is 70% off, so if you have Twitch Prime, maybe that's something you're interested in. So that is going to do it for this week's event week, but before we get out of here, I have some business to discuss. For a long time, I was part of the Old School Gamers, not anymore. I am now part of the Money Grind Mafia. I'm happy to be part of that crew, so I'm really happy that we have a great event week so I can spend time with my crew, get to know a lot of these new members that I have now, a lot of these new players, and just make some great money with these guys. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop it a like. I would greatly appreciate that. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you be notified every time I upload a video. Definitely going to be jumping back into some GTA Online. We have a big DLC coming up this December, so got to make that money. Got to get on that grind. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is DJ CS. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, don't forget to tip your DJ. Later, dudes.